So as somebody who uses their iPhone 15 Pro Max as their main camera, the inclusion of USB-C has been an absolute game changer. It has saved me time, headache, and especially money because we all know that the biggest pricing factor of getting a new iPhone is the actual internal storage that you buy with it. So now being able to use an external SSD alongside of your iPhone has been absolutely amazing. But you do need to make sure that you have the right one for your iPhone, and that's where Lexar's new SL500 SSD comes into play. Let's talk about it. So Lexar has been in the game for years, providing some awesome solutions to creatives and photographers, from SD cards to card readers, and more importantly now, portable SSDs. So Lexar's new SL500 SSD feels like it was purpose-built for myself and for somebody who's using their iPhone as their main camera, or for somebody that's just wanting to offload a bunch of footage and photos from both a professional and a personal standpoint. So just to go over the hardware a little bit, because now SSDs comes in all shapes and sizes and form factors, it is a beautifully made SSD that comes in a 2TB or a 4TB version, and it's extremely thin, honestly one of the thinnest ones that I've seen on the market today, at just 4.8mm in thickness. And it weighs only 43 grams, and to give you guys an idea, if you've ever held AirPods Pro, it's even lighter than them. And you know it's rugged because it's made out of this durable metal material, which is cool to the touch, but also very rugged, so you know that your actual storage or whatever you have in there is fully protected. And of course, it is USB-C, which is the universal standard, so it's compatible with, yes, of course, your iPhone, but it's also your MacBook, your iPad Pro, which you'll see in a little bit, as well as things like your Xbox or your PlayStation or anything else that takes SSD storage via USB-C. And just as a cherry on top, it is IP54 water resistant and dust proof, and it's rated to fall up from 2 meters without it breaking a sweat. And then of course, this is an SSD, so the most important thing of any SSD is going to be reliability, as well as how fast you can move storage in and out of it. And this is rated at USB 3.2 Gen 2 speeds, which is the fastest that you can pretty much get at this price point. And we are getting 200 megabyte read speeds and then 1800 megabyte write speeds. So it's fast enough and supports stuff like ProRes recording directly from your iPhone, which I'm going to talk about right now. So that is the biggest reason why it is a perfect accessory for your brand new iPhone. And this is going to work well with your 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max. This is definitely purpose built for somebody that's recording in ProRes off of their iPhone that does have the USB 3.0 speeds. So again, just to give you guys an idea, ProRes footage coming from your iPhone, if you're recording at 4K 30, 1 minute of ProRes footage is going to be 6 gigabytes of storage taken up, and that's just 1 minute. So if you think about it, if you have a baseline iPhone at 256 gigs of storage, that means you can't even get 45 minutes worth of ProRes footage on that iPhone with its internal storage, and that's not even taking into account the operating system and any other applications that you have on there. So being able to now plug in a USB-C drive like this Lexar one, the SL500, directly into your iPhone and then directly record that ProRes footage to the SSD has been an absolute game changer for a lot of people, including myself. And now you know that it's recording to the SSD because you have two indicators. The first one being on the bottom of the iPhone where the USB-C port actually is. On the screen, it will give a little USB-C on there, which is not there if you don't have it plugged in. And then secondly, it'll take all the storage that's on that external SSD into account and then do a little bit of math in the background so you can see how much you can actually record and put onto this SSD with no issues whatsoever. And that's going to be on the top. So you can see here that I have around 590 minutes worth of open storage when recording in ProRes, which is more than enough for many people. That's almost 10 hours worth of footage on this 4TB SSD, recording at 4K 30 with that ProRes footage. And something else that's really nice is that it also supports 4K 60 in ProRes. And it's a beautiful little ecosystem. Like I said, you just press record, it's going to record that footage onto this SSD. It's not going to touch your iPhone, it's not going to take up any of your iPhone storage. And then you can see when you open up in the Files app, there is your HDR ProRes 4K 30 content, which is taking up, like I said, about 6 gigabytes per minute. But again, if you are not a ProRes user, like I don't use ProRes all the time because the footage files are so big, you can still use it on a day-to-day basis like I do in my workflow, where I record the iPhone, then I plug in the Lexar SSD, I offload that footage onto the SSD, and then from there, I plug it into my M4 iPad Pro, and now I'm working off of that SSD, editing my videos in LumaFusion directly off of that SSD, so nothing at all is ever touching either my iPhone storage or my iPad storage, because it's all on this Lexar SSD that I can fully rely on, and it's also very compatible with all of my devices. So I've been loving everything from the speed, the form factor, the reliability, how easy it is to use in my ecosystem. If you're a on-the-go creator, if you're somebody who uses their iPhone to maybe take some footage and then also maybe video edit, or if you're like myself that uses their iPhone in conjunction with their iPad to video edit, then this is going to be a game changer for your workflow because it makes everything easy. You don't have to rely on things like AirDrop or no more lightning dongles that you need to kind of worry about with slower speeds. Everything works how it's supposed to at very rapid speeds in real time, and this Lexar SL500 is something that kind of helps elevate that experience that much better. So if you're in the market for an SSD, definitely consider SL's 500. They have a 2TB and a 4TB version. It'll be the first link in the description below. Big shout out to Lexar for partnering up 9to5Mac and sponsoring this video. Again, this was a match made in heaven because this is exactly how I'm going to use it, and it is now my main SSD moving forward. But that'll do it, everybody. If you guys want to watch more videos like this one, click on one of these right here. And until next time, I'm Fernando, and I'm out of here, everybody. Peace. Definitely check them out if you need some storage solutions down below, everybody.